He's a survivor of Stalin's Great Terror, one of millions of Russians with painful memories of life under the late Soviet dictator.
When we were young, my friends and I, we liked having philosophical discussions together. We also wrote some poetry. The three of us were arrested as members of an anti-Soviet group. We were accused of anti-Soviet agitation.
A dangerous crime in paranoid Stalinist Russia. Yurit, now 82, told me he was denounced to the secret police by one of his closest friends and sentenced to nearly a decade in remote Siberian labor camps, the Gulag.
We were fed very poorly. I nearly starved a few times. I had to do work, but I was physically too weak to perform. They gave me a small loaf of bread daily, but I couldn't survive on that and quickly became too thin and weak.
Historians differ on exactly how many Soviet citizens died at Stalin's hands, but it's certain that hundreds of thousands were executed for political crimes and that millions died in the Gulag. If you doubt Stalin's place in the history books as one of the 20th century's biggest mass murderers, is fully justified. But not all history books tell the whole story. In Russia, there's been a controversy over this one. It's a school textbook called The History of Russia, and it talks of Stalin as an efficient manager who defeated the Nazis in the Second World War and saved Europe. It also says that the Soviet Union he ruled was the best model of a fair and just society for people all over the world. But for the teenagers who are studying this in schools, the millions of people that Stalin killed are simply papered over. Take away the mass murderer and Russians are left with a hero. In this nationwide television poll to find the most popular Russian ever, for weeks it was Stalin who led the field. He was eventually nudged into third place, but it was uncomfortably close. Then, when this Moscow metro station reopened after a costly refurbishment, its original Soviet imagery had been painstakingly restored, complete with a gilded slogan praising the leader. Stalin reared us on loyalty to the people. He inspired us to labour and heroism, it reads. It's all very alarming for those who believe the Kremlin is rehabilitating a sanitized version of Stalin for the sake of national pride. Alarming too for those who suffered during the dictator's reign. Matthew Chance, CNN Moscow.